being abusive to me. Yes, Mama Tot did there's text messages of her admitting that when she was lying to me and telling me that she wanted to help me get to G safely, she was working with Corey and Indian Outlaw's little minion, K-Cat and Slot, and they were lying and manipulating me and telling me they were helping me get to G so they could illegally institutionalize me. They're sick and weird. Like, it's so weird. Like, that's so fucking illegal that I just trusted this lady that's like, oh, here, come have a sandwich with me. I've cut off all my family. Let me find out you cut off your family so I can make a big buck off of selling you to them, essentially. And that's what she's done. She did not help me. She saw me in a time of need, and she used my situation to profit. I've got tons of texts with her with people that I don't even know. That Keekers lady that Slot paid off over $1,500 to pretend I stole her autism. Like, I didn't even meet her for over a year after doing my autism acceptance platform and everything. But the day that Slot sent her $1,500 for domestic violence money for a computer, she got up there and lied about me. Well, Mama Tot was in the same box. If you go back and look at all those videos, she was in the box with that lady pretending I stole her autism. And that Joe person that I cut off for abuse 20 years ago, he is physically, mentally, emotionally abusive to me. And I cut him off 20 years ago. I was adopted by a new family. I hadn't seen, heard, talked to him or anything because he was so fucking abusive and manipulative. Because I was telling the truth about the prophecy. God showed me that Slot was stealing and that she was working with big creators to keep what she was doing secret. She was paying people like Indian and Big Keen and the Crazy Hillbilly Gaming to keep their mouth shut, essentially, about really bad things going on. And so they would make friends with the victims and they would trust them. And then Slot would go and meet them in person and get them to lie. And then I start getting bullied. She told the Crazy Hillbilly Gaming to lie about my last name, and this lady was faking like she was my sister. And they sold my social security number. And the week that Slot went to see Crazy Hillbilly Gaming and he turned on me, he pretended he was on my side, and then he turned on me and he had somebody rent him a big card at the Jelly Roll concert, and he was on the stage at the Jelly Roll concert the week before he was buying me a phone to help me through the abuse. And then the next week, when he went to that big concert and had Mama Tot and Slot and all them helping him out, they all lied and turned on me. And that's the same week Crystal said she was helping me. She went to that same Jelly Roll concert with the Crazy Hillbilly. And I think Mama Tot went to a Jelly Roll concert the same week. I mean, the whole thing. I don't think that Jelly Roll is involved, but I think Mama Tot used paying them off somehow. I think my ex-husband had made a payment to Slot or Mama Tot. And so when this all went deep with me actually being abused and them actually supposed to be helping me, but they were actually the scammers, then they turned it around to try to make it look like I deserved the abuse. And that's why they had this big smear campaign on go, even though I didn't know any of them. All I knew was that I was so happy to finally have my own place, and that John Cummins and Slot and Crazy Hillbilly Gaming suddenly started contacting Sarah, saying mean things after Slot was contacted by my ex-husband and his wife. And I'm pretty sure that's when money changed hands, because I had told my story about growing up with undiagnosed autism and being abused for my stems and going from grad school to homelessness almost 6 years ago now. And when I told that story, a bunch of people I haven't seen in 20 years contacted Slot and Mama Tot and tried to make it a news story so they didn't look bad for what they've done. And I guess they paid Mama Tot and Slot to lie, because they've had people up there that I don't even know posing as family members, people I cut off 20 years ago. And Mama Tot, for some reason, was willing to pay someone almost $50,000 to illegally, kidnap me and get me put in an institution. No, Jelly Roll's not involved, but someone who made the payout knew how much I loved Jelly Roll, and they all went on these big concerts the week. That's all I know. Yes, I do have the proof that that happened. I'm not blaming Jelly Roll or Bunny. They have nothing to do with it. I'm just saying that the coincidence is there that someone rented the Crazy Hillbilly Gaming a big, huge car, and he got to go, and he was on the stage, and then Crystal got special tickets and stuff after she lured me to Jamie's and promised me I was saved. They all were at the same concert. I do know that for a fact because God showed me in dreams, and I did see the proof. And y'all, that's something y'all could search and find out. But I'm not saying that they set that all up from the beginning, but I'm saying the week that they all pretended to be on my side and then turned on me, they were all at that concert. Just like when my aunts all testified against me, they all went on a Disney cruise, and I haven't seen or heard from them since. And none of my aunts were named Laura, like that psycho that Slight had posing as an aunt. My aunts that testified against me were Linda and Connie. And my grandparents would be rolling over in their grave because they're like a teacher and a nurse, and they sold me out for money and had no backbone and were not there for me because I did. I called the detective. I'm not going to talk about it on here. I know that part of what the hate group does is try to silence me. So I'm letting this all play out so they can see like how bad the gang stalking is. I know it's already in the trajectory to come out and be a big thing, and my main thing is just not ever letting this happen to anyone else. And so I'm trusting God, and He will show me what to do next. It's already a big thing. And the more they look into it, the more they're going to find the deception of what Mama Tot and Slot were doing with this fake domestic violence group. And they really did mislead and hurt a lot of people. I mean, I've been telling y'all what they were doing for over a year, at least what Slot was doing, and I told Mama Tot. So seeing these videos where she acts all innocent, like, oh, you don't know just because of your friends. I've been telling you, God has been telling me your friend is stealing massive amounts of money from victims. And she was even like, yeah, you know what's so funny is like, if the judge does pull that call, she even said like, yeah, I felt that in my spirit when I first met her, and yet I'm still giving her a chance. Like, and I'm telling her, well, God's telling me she's stealing money from people and she's hurting people, and yet she still tried to lure me to kidnap me for that psycho lady and had my social security card stolen. And Mama Tot got all the info for my birth certificate and never helped me get it. She was just getting it, and then they were in a live with that TMH lady that night. And it proves everything I'm saying. And yet nobody stood up and said, oh, we see that they don't even have the same parents. They just lied about it. They just like kept it under the rug. When I gave them the proof and it wasn't what they wanted, they kept their mouth shut instead of telling the truth. When I told them about my diagnosis, when I told them about everything, this isn't about headlines for me. This is about the truth and about no autistic woman ever be taken advantage of again, and no one that deals with homelessness ever gets taken advantage of again. Y'all can make fun of me all you want. I've dealt with that all year. I'm going to keep working my butt off, chasing my dreams and trusting my God, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.